What's up guys, RGT85 here, and today on the channel we're going to be talking about DC Universe Online for the Nintendo Switch. Now this released on the 6th of August, and admittedly I planned on covering this game a bit closer to the release date of it, but Friday the 13th got in the way and then my car messed up. It hasn't been a great week, and I've just been kind of addicted to Friday the 13th, honestly. I absolutely love that game, but I definitely wanted to talk about this game. I kind of wanted to do a full review of it, but I'm not really an MMORPG player, so I felt like it was hard for me to sort of do a full review of this, but I did want to talk about the game and share my impressions with you guys, because I've definitely seen very mixed things, especially from people that I talk with regularly. People like Dreamcast Guy and Evan from the Spawncast really enjoyed this game, and then people like Wood hate this game. He did not get addicted to this game. I know he has conquered his addiction problem. I'm very proud of Wood for conquering that, but yeah, I'm kind of in the middle with this game. Obviously, I really enjoyed Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and I feel like this game is going to get comparisons to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which probably aren't fair because this is obviously a free to download game. Of course, it's riddled with microtransactions and stuff like that. We will talk about that in the video, but this is a free to download game. Now, granted, it is a very, very big download. It's about 24 gigs. It'll take you a while. It'll take up a lot of your SD card. So you kind of need to know about what you're getting into before downloading this game. And as you can see here, this is DC Universe Online. It is an open world MMORPG where you just do different quests and you can link up with friends and do all sorts of stuff. You create your own character. You could be a villain or a superhero. You can see that I have created a villain because, I don't know, villains are just cool. And right now we are in Metropolis. You go into different areas within the DC universe and go into different sectors from different stuff within the comic books and of course the source material. So if you're a fan of DC stuff, you'll probably enjoy all of the source material that goes into the game. Now this game originally released back in like 2011. I actually remember getting this game on the PS3 because when I got my PS3, I was, I didn't have a lot of money. I got the PS3 strictly to get Metal Gear Solid 4, and then I saw that this was a free game, and I figured, what the hell, let's check it out. So I didn't really play it all that much because, like I said, I don't really play a lot of MMORPGs, but I remember being just very, very confused by the game and not really understanding it, not giving it much of a chance. But I've definitely been playing this version of the game much more. My character is level 14 right now. I believe the max level is 30 for your character, so I've been playing it a bit, and I definitely have some things to talk about. So you can see right now, like I said, we are in Metropolis. There are patients out here that are going crazy. This was actually part of a mission, and you can actually pick up side missions. So if I come up to this dude here, he will give me a side mission pending that I hold A instead of just tapping it. There's a lot of voice acting in the game, which I think is really cool. There's a lot of the superheroes and villains from the DC universe that you are familiar with that you'll come across in this game as well. So, whatever. I'll just take this side quest and maybe I'll work on it, maybe I won't. And this is my main quest here. You can also, I'll show you kind of zipping around the city here real quick before we do a mission. My guy has a lot of high acrobatics, so I could do crazy jumps and stuff like this, which admittedly is pretty fun. I like, exploring the different worlds and the different cities and just going up onto high buildings and then jumping off of them and flying around. Like, it's cool to do that. It's cool to feel like a superhero and have all these crazy powers and stuff like that. My guy can do all sorts of weird stuff like, he could fly. That's one of the upgrades I did. I'll show you guys the upgrade skill tree in just a minute here. If I can do the freaking flying thing. There we go. Oh, hit a bridge. All right, that worked out great. But anyways, so here's the upgrade tree. Let's get somewhere safe where people aren't like attacking me and stuff like that, because I can't really explain it when I'm doing that. All right, so when you press start, you have all of this stuff here. You have your inventory, which you can use to equip to your character. That will give him various power-ups and things like that. You can also have your baseline stats. You have currency in the game, and there's additional stuff like augments that you can do once you reach certain levels. I haven't really explored any of that stuff. You can also change the style of your character, basically how they look. There's the journal, which is all of your different missions, side missions, PvP missions, because there's a huge bunch of mission variety within this game aside from just the core sort of story missions that are in the game. I do like that there are story missions in the game. It does sort of give the game a cohesive unit. I don't really think there were many story missions at the initial launch of this game back when it came out on the PS3. You can also, of course, upgrade all of your stuff from your gadgets, your weapons, your acrobatics. I've obviously been doing a lot of brawling. That's how my character is set set up. I don't have any skill points right now, but you can see basically you get different abilities and things like that. Oops, I exited out. And then you have your feats, kind of what's going on within the world around you. You have the map of all the different areas that you can go to. You have different events, the PvP events and PvE events, which of course player versus environment. I'm not in a league or anything yet. You have your options. And then of course you have your good old marketplace where you can buy all sorts of fun stuff for your character. You know, you can buy different items, you can buy upgrades, you can actually buy different skins for characters as well. So there's a lot of stuff to do. Now, I haven't spent a single dime on this game yet. I almost caved in because there's a cool like Batman and Joker style setup that you can get when you first start out the game. So I almost caved in and got that, but I withheld myself. I did not get it. I will say the combat in the game, you know, it's okay. Like you learn different combos, and by pressing different buttons, you can do different attacks, and you upgrade your attacks. You also, of course, have special attacks where you can do ranged attacks. By holding down the ZL and ZR triggers, you can bring up the menu on the bottom of the screen, which are like your special attacks and things like that. So it's kind of fun. Like there's a lot of different attacks here. I really like that attack that I just did. I'll get a better angle of it because I was kind of against the wall. But it's like a super sort of Joker punch thing that works really well. So like it's kind of cool, you know. I wouldn't say it's nearly as satisfying as something like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So you can see right here we have a cutscene going down. And there is voice acting, like I said, which is cool. A lot of the voice acting is pretty well done, everything that I've come across. I like the different environments. You know, there's Gotham, there's Metropolis, different environments from different DC universes and stuff like that. So right now we have to attack Supergirl near the scientist to trap her. So let's go ahead and do that. I guess she is trapped now. Teleport escaped meta patients to sequencing tubes. So what do I do with this? Put her in here? Where did she go? No, she escaped. Yeah, that worked out great for me. You can also hold down the button to run. Okay, so we got to put these people in here. All right, so that's cool. And then they go in the tubes. All right, I get it. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what all of your missions are sort of based on. Like, you're not doing a bunch of like, no, Supergirl, you stop that. You're not doing a bunch of like super crazy stuff. You do fight, you know, different characters from within the different universes. So that's, you know, pretty cool if you're a fan of the source material, of course. Like I said, you know, you guys know I'm not like the biggest comic book sort of person in the world or anything like that. But, you know, it is fun to see different things that I am familiar with or learn about different things that I'm not familiar with. Can we put some of these people in tubes, please? That would be nice. Maybe I have to put her back over here or something, get her away from everyone. Trap these patients. I almost feel bad for these people. They're just like random people who are in this facility, and they're probably not being taken care of very well. And like, I'm just trying to, all right. She got out of the way. All right, yeah. Trap them, bam. And that's what a lot of these missions are like. You know, you basically have to like punch this thing, you know, break 10 of these things, take out 10 of these people, take out 10 of these media vans, things like that. You know, it's not like the missions are super deep or super detailed or anything, but I do think there is a level of fun. And of course, since this is an online game, you can play with a lot of people, and you know, it does have voice chat and everything. You can link up with your friends and play with them as well. I played a bunch with Dreamcast Guy when the game initially came out to get him some footage for the game, and he actually really, you know, he became a really big fan of this game, and that's cool. I'm just kind of in the middle with it. Like, obviously the graphics, you know, they're okay. You know, they don't look super great. You know, they get the job done. The frame rate can be a little choppy at times. I've noticed that since this is an online only game, you know, sometimes there'll be weird instances where you'll be like fighting someone and then they'll just sort of disappear because I guess the net code maybe drops a little bit or something. So that can be definitely very annoying. But I figure we'll do this mission, and you guys can just sort of get an impression of the game. Obviously, it is a free game, so if you have time to download it, like, it's not a terrible idea. You know, you can have some fun with it. I think if you have friends to play with, it's definitely, you know, much more enjoyable. I've been playing mostly single player, and I've linked up with other people. You can link up with people around you because there's all sorts of superheroes that are flying within the universe around you, and you know, you can link up with them and do different missions with them. I've actually linked up with just some random people and done missions with them, like higher up missions that I probably had no business like even being near, but you know, I ended up getting a bunch of XP from it, so I wasn't going to complain. All right, come on, get this one person and we're good to go. All right, take the confused patient, put them in here, and we are good. So now we have to talk to some scientists, I guess. So are we done here with Supergirl? All right, I guess she's not going to mess with us anymore. Oh, now we got to find Supergirl. All right. So that's pretty much like these areas. They're pretty much, you know, there's buildings like this. There's hospitals. There's just big areas where are pretty much the main missions are within the game. You know, warehouse docks and things like that. And that's where you get most of your main missions and the main things you do within this game, as far as the story missions are concerned. And like I said, you know, there's a bunch of extra stuff as well. There's PvP stuff. So we just got some cool pickups there. We got some soda, which is what you drink in order to regain your health. Your health does recharge over time. So, you know, it's not a bad game. I don't think it's a bad game, but I think some people, you know, if you're comparing it to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I think you'll be disappointed, as Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is definitely a more robust game. It's definitely a more streamlined game as well. But there is fun to be had with this game. If you like the stuff within it, you know, you like DC, oh, no, you're not getting this Supergirl. And see, like, the character models, like, they're not all that great. Like, definitely has you know, almost PS2 look to it, but you know, it is an MMO online game. But then when you compare it to something like Warframe, which is also a free game, I mean, Warframe's one of the best looking games on the Switch, which is absolutely crazy. But I've been having fun with this game. It's not something I'm going to, you know, binge play a lot or anything, but I think there is, you know, there's definitely a good amount of content. There's definitely some good stuff to be had here. It's just your mileage is definitely going to vary. If you're not a fan of MMORPGs, I don't necessarily think that it's going to make you like a huge fan of it. But if you like DC stuff, you like comic book stuff, and you're just looking for something simple to play that has a lot of depth to it, it has a lot of microtransactions, but they're not really necessary, I think you'll have a decent time with this game. But I'm going to wrap this video up because obviously this mission is going to be taking quite a while, so I need to actually like focus here a little bit and figure out what I need to do and where I need to go. But let me know in the comment section down below if you've been checking out this game, if you've been, you know, having fun with it, if you like this style of game, if you were kind of disappointed with it, and what other MMORPGs you want to see on the Switch. Like I said, I'm not a big MMORPG guy. It's not a genre of games I ever really got into, but you know, they're fun. They're fun little time wasters for sure. I'm about to die anyways. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Check out other videos on the channel. Be sure to check out the Friday the 13th review as well. Big shout outs to Dreamcast Guy. He actually hooked me up with that code a little bit earlier before my code came in, so huge thank you to him. Make sure you guys go check him out. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next video. Later.